everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Varsha and today we are recreating the very viral strawberry makeup. Honestly, I find it really funny when makeup looks are named after foods. I mean, I did do the latte video and this is the strawberry makeup apparently. What I really like is how perfect it is for a vacation. It's so easy to recreate, you really don't have that many steps at all, but it is perfect for day or night. And especially night because I feel like the redness in the lips really bring in that extra drama that you need. You can always go a little heavy-handed with your eyeshadow if you want, but this is how I like it. A small reminder for you to like and subscribe if you enjoy videos like this, and we are gonna get started. Welcome everyone. Now, I don't know if you can see, but my face is parched. I'm gonna use a bit of a pick-me-up because I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but I do have a little bit of redness in this area. So I'm using this Origins Mega Mushroom Soothing Treatment Lotion, just a few drops. And this just adds that hydration back, almost. And it just like refreshes my skin, sort of just like a pick-me-up before I actually move right into skincare. And since I didn't go in with that toner under my eyes, which you should not ever, I'm going to prep my eyes with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Eye Base. And I'm just going to tap this in right away. That glow on my face is unreal. But we need to hydrate the skin. I'm using Rich Bish. This I'm just like massaging on pretty much the rest of my face. Very calming, this moisturizer. Now sometimes I wish, like I feel like my brows have like a very grey undertone to them, and I wish they were like a little more warmer. In the video, Mrs. Bieber used a brow gel or something on her brows. I'm just using my KOSAS brow. It's called the Air Brow. I feel like it really helps, change that undertone of the brow just a little bit. One thing that I really like about this product is that it keeps the hair really flexible, unlike one of those super hold brow products like the Anastasia Brow Freeze or something. This is like more user-friendly. I'm just going to feather the brow and just like work in between and just fill up any gaps. I have a video on feathered brows, so I'm just going to skip this step. You know me, I like to use color correction around my mouth. I like to use my Bobbi Brown Corrector, and for eyes, start Shape Tape. You don't have to make the eyes like super perfect. You can actually just let some darkness show through if you want. This is just how I like doing it. And don't forget to set all that concealer just in case you went in with that upper lid correction. Next step is bronzing the skin because you want it to look like you have been laying in sun all day. You've been getting that sun. I am going to use the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. So using a slightly more denser brush like this, starting from the outer part of my face and bringing it all over, like literally. Don't worry, you can kind of go heavy-handed with this because we can clean it up later with, bronzer, sorry, with concealer. I feel with this color, sometimes it's barely seen, especially when I'm super tan. I could not see this color on me, but now that my skin has kind of lightened out a bit, I can definitely see it. And I feel this will be kind of like the perfect bronzer for me for winters. I have decided to move on to eyes directly, and I'm just going to use, well, she used a bronzer and I'm going to do the same. I'm just using Hoola, and using this brush, you want to basically apply a very thin layer of this pretty much all over. Go really nice and high right here, like, in your brow. Something that's quick, that's easy, because it's probably just gonna be dinner and you head back to your room and remove all that makeup off. So why waste all that product when you can still look pretty glamorous with just bronzer on your eyelids? If you have hooded eyes, just make sure you kind of bring it onto that visible part of your lid and like pull it outwards. I'm gonna pull this all the way until my temples because I just feel like it elongates the eye, buffing around the edges just to soften out that look. This is just a brown pencil which I'm using to tightline my upper lid. And if you saw in her video, she just makes a really tiny line, like literally just a single line out. Just really trying to angle that pencil so that I just get this line really nice. Okay, got it. And the trick here is to use something that's brown so that, you know, it just looks very natural. You can actually use a brown eyeshadow powder too. I like how subtly it just like lifts the eye, gives that. Okay, now this side. Usually on this eye, my liner becomes a little more thicker, but I don't mind, honestly. There. Next, we're gonna curl lashes, and I'm just using my Surratt eyelash curler. I just cleaned it actually last week, making so much more of a difference. So, you know, when you get a chance, do clean your eyelash curlers. And for a look like this, hands down, it has to be the telescopic. I really just can't stop using this. Just make sure you coat the lashes really nice and well. Next, I'm going to finally move into base, and I'm going to mix my House Labs, very little bit of this, with a little bit of the Rare Beauty Tinted Moisturizer. To mix the two on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to start with my forehead. Really work this. This also actually helps us clean up that bronzer. You know, if you went with it in a little kind of messy way, this part helps clear it out. Around the cheeks, not too much. Once again, I'm just like patting really lightly. This look is all about letting a few things even show through. I also mixed my under eye correctors because right now we are going to move into under eye correction. Tap this in the area where I can see like the maximum darkness. But by the way, just in case you are kind of comfortable with the amount of darkness that you have, you can totally skip this step. Next up is concealer, and I'm just going to scrape whatever is left from my NARS. Using that brush that I had used from earlier, I'm just lightly, very lightly tapping this over. You kind of have to set it really quick because I do feel sometimes that it does crease pretty quick. But you want to kind of load up a little bit of bronzer. I'm kind of contouring my nose too, because this I feel like just adds to that, kind of pinches the nose in. And I don't know how many of you actually saw Hailey Bieber's video of like her doing this, but her dark circle actually kind of peeks through. So don't feel hell-bent on like, oh, this makeup has to look perfect. No, it doesn't. You can actually kind of be a little messy with it, have fun, play with it a little bit. Using a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush flawless finish, very lightly going to just set all that concealing. If you are prone to creasing, it works best with a puff like this rather than, you know, one of those the brushes and stuff. I can see my dark circle kind of peeking through, but I really don't mind. Now what you want for blush is like a cream blush that is warm, that is rosy, and I feel the perfect color for this would have been either this blush from this brand called Kulfi, or maybe this blush from Say. I feel like those colors are something that would really look nice on a look like this, but I don't own any of those blushes. So what I'm going to use is actually a lipstick. This is Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk Medium. This is in my office bag always because it is such a color that works with our skin tone. It just makes it look so beautiful and flushed. And you can see I kind of damaged the front part a bit, but use this on the back of my hand this way. You see that color, like it is so beautiful. I'm just going to take a nice dense brush this way, and we are going to start applying this really pretty much everywhere on the cheeks. And I'm going to use a little on my nose here, just like the way she does. And we're just going to kind of use this in a few places, which just like generally just tie the look together. She doesn't do this, but this is something that I like to do. I'm going to go with a little bit of the Benetint just on the front of my cheeks here. And it just gives the cheeks pigment, which is very uneven generally on your face. I'm gonna take this even on the top of my nose just a little bit and just blend that out with my finger. By the way, we have freckles too. But for lips, I am actually going to use this Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Honey, which I hate right now because of the way it is crumbling. But this is the only shade that I have which is kind of similar to, you know, a brownish red tone. Using the side and this very gently, almost building out that lip. And I'm just gonna smudge this like inwards, just create like that stain almost. And I'm going to be using my Benetint, which just fell on the floor, all over. And now gloss for the lips. Honestly, I'm just going to put this Merit tinted lip oil. I feel like it'll bring that that hydration back. Yeah, and this just looks so great on our skin. And the best part is Freckles. For Freckles, I like to go in with a couple of products, so generally a little bit of eyebrow pencil just to mimic some dots pretty much. Then I like to use Jason Wu. First, I'm just gonna touch on every mark that I have already, which almost is almost like a natural freckle that I have on my face. And this is the finished look, you all. I mean, I feel it is so easy to recreate, especially as a person of color. We just have to take care of just the hyperpigmentation and dark circles and things like that. But as I said, I actually kind of don't mind the dark circle peeking through here. But this is it. This is the look. I hope you try it out. Let me know. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Stay beautiful. Take care. Use sunscreen. And bye.